Remember your Creator now.
Youth,
empowered to live for Christ everywhere.
Thank you very much. I welcome all of you to today's discussion. And we are from Achimota area. My name is Frimpong Abigail Forio, and I have here with me
Apan Samuel.
Samuel Philemon.
Formina Isabella.
Samuel Yimboche.
Stella Adade.
Gifted and Swapia.
Felix Kluche.
Thank you so much. So on today's discussion, we have effective use of time. That is avoiding wastage. So to start with, how have your week been?
Oh, my week has become awesome because the Lord has guided me and taken me through all these days. So what I will say that I thank Him.
Okay, so Summer's week has been awesome. Philemon.
Yeah, for me, I'm feeling forgotten about my worries because this program has made me so excited that even the praise and worship have made me a blessing. So I'm good.
The praise and worship has made Philemon a blessing. Summer.
Oh, to me, my week has been good. Just a little bit assignment here and there, online studies, but by the grace of God, we are still on our feet.
My week has been very great and very lovely.
Great and lovely. Mawena. Awesome. Mommy, please, how has your week been?
My week has been exciting.
Exciting. Daddy?
Very great.
Okay, so my week has also been a blessing. So moving on to our discussion, which is effective use of time. When we talk about time, time is the passing of life that can be described or referred to, that can be explained in time of seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and even years. Time cannot be recovered. That is, time lost cannot be gained again. Time is money. So long as time is money, there is the need to ensure the effective use of this time. And effective use of time is the proper way of using time to achieve something meaningful. So on our discussion, our first question, why is it important to use time effectively? Or what is the need to use time effectively? Same.
Oh, okay. To me, I think it improve productivity.
Okay.
When we talk about productivity simply means able to produce more. So I think if we use our time effectively, we'll be able to produce more. For example, let's take a farmer who spends effective time in his farm. You see that at the end of the harvest, the person is able to get more crops or get more harvest. So as things, if we use our time effectively, we'll see that we'll be able to perform in our exams and we'll be able to produce more. Thank you.
Okay, Stella.
For goal achievement, we said the achievement of goals are competence-based aims individuals target to achieve in future. So my goal is to be a journalist. I have my plans, I have my priorities, I set my to-do list. So all these things will help me achieve my goal in future.
Okay, moving on to Mauna.
Okay, I would say it will improve upon our performance. When I use my time effectively, as a student, I have a timetable for myself that I go according to. I study, and then at the end of the term, I'm able to write my exams well, and then make a good result because I use my time effectively.
Okay, so it brings about improvements in your performance. Philemon.
Okay, I would say it releases stress because sometimes we wake up with so much activity to do, but we think that the time we have is too small. And you know that stress, in other words, can be called emotional pressure. And this comes about when we have so much things in our brains, confused with it, because we think the time we have is not enough. But that's where we get it all wrong. The time is enough, but we don't use it effectively. So when our time is planned, A here, B here, C here, then we know that everything is going normal. Then we know that our stress is released because we even have time to, do what we like best. Yeah.
Okay, Sammy.
Okay, what I also say is that become efficient. Efficient in this case means that doing something with the least time you get. So when I get a least chance, I make something come out of it. The outcome that will come out brings more things for me to improve on life. That's what I would say.
Okay, efficiency. But I think you all agree with me that as far as we time ourselves or we use our time effectively, there are certain things that will cause us to waste our time, which I call time robbers. They will come our way one way or the other to waste our time. So what are the things that cause us to waste our time in a day? Sammy?
Okay, to me, I think friends. We have friends. Friends can be good at some time, but if you have a friend who come to your place and you talk about unnecessary things for the whole day without doing anything profitable, I think that one will waste your time. So I think we should be very careful with our friends. Those who come around, some of the friends, they can come around, will talk about school activities, how the day was, and we don't talk about anything that will profit us. So I think if friends come around too much, they'll help us waste our time.
Okay, so when friends come about or around too much, they help us or they cause us waste our time. Stella?
I think lack of priorities and objectives. Maybe when I have no vision in this life, I'm just there. Anything that comes my way, I accept it. Any chance that comes. So within that time, within that period, I may think it is good, but it is not lawful, it's not lawful helping my future.
Okay.
So lack of priorities also
Okay,
affects.
okay. Mawina?
Okay, I would say procrastination is one. Procrastination, you all say, is the thief of time. Let's say I'm a student and I know I have to learn, but then I keep on postponing. I'll be like, the little chance I get, I don't use it. I'll be like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Let's say I'll do it tomorrow. You keep postponing and then you end up doing nothing. So, and then let's say it's time for exams and now you carry your book. You expect to get everything within a minute to go and write your exams. And I think that is how procrastination affects us. That is how it causes us to waste our time.
Okay, so procrastination causes us to waste our time. Moana said procrastination is the thief of time. I can also say procrastination is the thief of dreams. And one way or the other, we have all postponed things in our lives. Can we share experience on how procrastination has caused us to waste our time? Sammy?
Oh, okay. To me, I think when I was in JSS, I was supposed to wash my uniform. Friday, supposed to wash my uniform. I postponed it. Oh, I'll do it on Saturday. Saturday came, so I'll do it on Sunday. I realized that it was in the evening, Sunday evening. And Monday, I'll be going to school. So what I have to do is I have to wash it and put it under the fan. But it didn't work. I got to realize that in the morning, my dress was still wet. So I have to wear the wet clothes like that. So I realized that I've done wash and wear. So my friends were calling me wash and wear.
Okay, Stella.
Okay, I was given an assignment and I have to submit it on 4th May. And the period is very far, so I keep on postponing to the last day, and I lost my
Mawina?
Okay, there was this particular time in school that I didn't really feel like learning. Like anytime I get the little chance to learn, I'd be like, I'll do it later. I can learn later. And then that particular time, when it was time for exams, here am I went to pack my books when the timetable was out. That was when I started learning. And then I realized I couldn't get everything into my head. And that didn't help me pass my exams. I didn't do well that particular thing. So that is how procrastination has.
Okay, Philemon.
I also remember a time when my mother gave me some house chores to do. But I got my favorite programs on telly to watch. So I even forgot about those works. I kept postponing it, that I'll do it later. There's smart time. And by the time I knew, it was even late, that I can't even do anything at all. So the only option was for me to say, I'm sick. So my mother came back, meeting me, lying there and shivering like I'm sick, but it's because of procrastination.
So because of procrastination, Philemon fell ill. Okay, Sammy.
Mine happened boom. The reason why I'm saying boom is I was given an assignment on Friday to submit it on Monday. I kept on postponing it to the day that the Monday we will be receiving or will be giving our work to our teacher. On that day, he punished me severely because I did not do this assignment. So I was punished severely.
Oh, sorry. Procrastination also made me burn my food. One time, Mommy told me to cook, but I kept postponing. Before I realized it was 4 p.m. and mommy was coming at 5. So I had to put the food on fire, then increase the heat. Before I realized, the food got burnt, and mommy also insulted me on top. So I had 2 punishments. I think we should stop procrastinating because it is one thing that is really eating us up. Okay, moving on to the next question. Can we identify certain areas that is associated with time that teens can use? Certain areas associated with time that teens can use.
Okay, certain areas, to me, I think we have areas like parent imposed time. And that one is for our parents. As teens, we live with our parents. And our parents will ask us to do certain things for them. As a teen like this, when I wake up, I don't expect my mom to sweep the house and mop the place. It is my duty as a teen to do it. Running of errands is my duty. So these time are for my parents. So this time I have to reserve them. I know that in the morning when I wake up, I'll do sweeping and this. So in the morning is for my parents. Getting to the evening, I know that in the evening, mommy will be cooking. And I have to help mommy cook. If I don't help her, I'm not going to eat. So I have to help her cook. So this time are for parents. So these are parent-imposed time. Thank you.
Okay.
I think also the system also imposes our time. Requests from school and activities, church activities, also all this kind of stuff also impose our time really as a teen. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes you join some peer groups and you have to go for certain meetings and a lot of things. Mawina.
Okay, I would say I'll talk about the discretionary time. That is the time we have as teens for ourselves. That's the time we have to do like what we want to do. So I encourage all teens to make a more effort to create that kind of time, to create a discretionary time for themselves so that they can make good use of it. Yeah.
Okay, the discretionary time is the particular time that you try to achieve whatever you have planned for yourself. And I think with the discretionary time, if we could extend that particular period and use it very effectively, we'll gain something very useful out of it. Because that is the time that you can have it all to yourself. Okay, Philemon.
Yeah, I'll add some to what you said as system imposed time. We all have some small and big organizations that we find ourselves in, like churches, schools, and some job institutions that we find ourselves in. And it's sometimes they'll call upon you that, hello, we need you right now, we need you to do something, it's very urgent, that you can't let them down. And that's when they too use that time, that part of time away from it.
And also, with the system imposed time, I'm taking schooling activities, for example. Let's take, for instance, when you are learning and you are called for approach, there is a need for each and everybody to assemble at where your senior house master is calling you. So with this time, what I'm supposed to cover up, I have mixed a lot. So with this time, I have mixed what I'm supposed to cover up. So whilst doing this thing, my aim of achieving something will not come true. That's what I would say.
Okay. So viewers at home, if you are now joining us, this is a team's discussion on the theme, effective use of time. And I would like you to stay back and watch as we move along. So moving on, in this era, COVID-19 era, what are the things that we can do as teens? Or how can we use our time effectively in this era as teens?
Okay, to me, I would say that you have to set goals and plan towards the goal. Benjamin Franklin says something. He said, failing to plan means planning to fail. So what I would say is that as teens, right now, we have to set goals for ourselves. And the goals that we set, we just don't sit down and relax for the goals to come true. But we plan towards it. It should be a daily something that we do. So today, you plan of doing this. If you want to become a doctor in future, you don't just sit down and become a doctor. Like all of us, we are doctors. It takes time and it takes an effort. So before you get there, you have to plan your day very well. Every day, make sure you plan to get there. You plan that I'm going to learn, I'm going to do this, and you get there. Thank you.
So you plan your day very well.
Yeah.
Stella.
As he was saying, you should plan your day. You should have set goals. I think maybe having a to-do list, listing what is necessary. I quite remember back in school, I planned in my head that I'll get the best grade, but I planned it in my head without not listing it down. So I wasn't able to achieve that goal. So you have to have a to-do list and also establish a priorities for the various tasks and duties. Yeah.
Okay, so Stella here is telling us to have a to-do list. Maureen, what do you have to tell us?
Okay. I would say for us to use our time effectively in this era, we should know how to use our time by keeping a time log. Maybe we can start by recording what we do within the day for like 15 or 20 minutes for a week or two. Then we evaluate the results and then ask ourselves if we were able to do everything we needed to do in the week. And then saying that you will ask if you were productive with what you did. So when you go through your time log you kept for yourself, you are able to know how you spent your time, and then if it would help, then I think you continue to do it and it will make you productive.
Okay, Philemon.
Yeah, you must have a time budget. And in budgeting, you have something like scale of preference. This is when you know your priority and you make your first thing come first. You know, you put first things first and you know your priority, all right. So you know that this thing is more efficient, this thing is more important. So you put those things first and you know that this thing, it is important, but it can be done at any time if I don't do it at this time. So you put that one at the second option so that after finishing the most important one, you move on to the second one. And I think that one will help us use our time effectively.
Okay, so speaking about the scale of preference with the priority, I think you can make what you must do your priority A. Then what you should do can be your priority B.
Yeah.
Then what is nice to do, what you feel is nice to do but not so important, can be priority C. Then priority D can be what you can delegate on. Then finally priority E can be what you can eliminate. Okay, Sammy.
Okay, what I would say that we should keep a daily time log. Keeping a daily time log, you can use an instrument called a stopwatch or watch. You set the watch in a way that when it is from 8:30 to 9, it will alarm you. And when it alarms you, you must stop and move on to what you have planned to do the next. And I think that this will help you.
Okay, so Sammy is also agreeing with Marina to keep a time log. Okay, so colleagues, we all know that as much effort as we put in to keep effective use of time, we have this particular habits that we are consciously supposed to inculcate to ensure that we manage our time effectively or we use our time well. This habit is self-discipline or discipline. Discipline, I would say, is your ability to do something when you should do it, even when you don't feel like doing it. When you are supposed to do something, sometimes you don't feel like doing it, but because of discipline, you go ahead to do it. Okay, so what are the roles discipline is playing in effective use of time? How is discipline improving or working hand in hand with effective use of time? Sammy?
Oh, okay. To me, you said something like even if you don't feel like doing it. I think sometimes we the youth, we like doing what we feel like doing. That's what we like doing right now. Oh, I feel like going to Facebook. I feel like WhatsApping. I feel like going to play game. We do what we feel like doing. But if discipline comes in and you know that you are supposed to do this, you have a time or you have a to-do list. You know that I'm supposed to learn for 3 hours. I'm supposed to help mommy cook. If you are disciplined, you abide by your time. And I also think that me like this, for instance, me like I'm someone I learn at night. I like learning at night. When I learn at night, I really get it. If I'm not disciplined, I'll not be able to do that because waking up at night and learning is really difficult. Because when you wake up, you see that the weather is very cold and the way the people are snoring, everybody's sleeping. You feel like sleeping. You are in the mood, but you need discipline to be able to stand and learn. That's what I would say.
That even reminds me, when we were in school, sometimes we set the alarm to wake up at 3 a.m. to study. The moment the alarm blares, we just put off the alarm and sleep. Okay, Stella.
Okay, discipline gives you the power to stick to your decisions. It also builds your inner strength and builds up your confidence.
It
So it
builds
helps
your inner strength and
You have to learn by force in order to use your time effectively. Yeah.
okay. You have to learn it by all means. He said by force. Sammy.
Okay, and with discipline, there is a need for each and everybody to say no to certain things. The reason why I'm saying this is there are some friends that cause distraction to us. So when you pay much attention to them, you become fed up. And being fed up will not help you achieve what you aim of becoming. So I hope that, or what I will say is, we should say no to certain things. That's
Okay.
all.
Say no to certain things. We are still on a discussion on effective use of time. So moving on with the discussion, can we please suggest certain things the teens can do to use their time effectively?
Okay, what I would say is research. Right now, we have a lot of time to ourselves, and it's time to research on a lot of things. There are certain things that maybe your lecturer or your teacher taught in school that you may not understand. When you go online or when you go to YouTube, I like going to YouTube much often on some of the subjects or I don't understand. So when I go there, I just click and just type the topic there. You see that a lot of lectures, this thing will open. So you click on one and you just learn. And you see that it is much easier even to get it there. So if we stick to researching and it will help us, I think we'll go far. It's time to build ourselves. And when we do a lot of research, we'll go far.
Yes, when we do a lot of research, we'll go far. You see, sometimes the things we are taught in class and the things we imagine in class, oh God, they are so strange. But when you research and you get to find the reality, you go like, hey, so these were the things I was just imagining in class. Let us research. Stella.
Yeah, as our brother said, this is the time to learn something new online. And this is the best time to also go back, like all the topics you weren't able to understand during school. This is the time you have to recheck all those topics and help you to make you understand very well. And this is the time to also stick to God closer through reading the Word of God. Yeah.
Okay, reading the Word of God. Marina.
Okay, I would say this is the time to study. As students, maybe there are things in school that, like in class, that teachers taught that we didn't get much understanding. This is the time to revise. This is the time to go and, as they said, research and study well. You study to get whatever you have to get. You study to be able to get far. Yes, this is the time we have to study, because we don't know when COVID-19 will end. We don't even know when we are going back to school. So we can go back to school and boom, there is an examination. They were expecting us to learn while at home. So if you didn't learn within this period, I don't think you can be able to make it. So this is the time to learn.
Okay, if you don't learn within this period, Moena doesn't think you can make it. Philemon, what do you think?
This is also a time to spend more time with God. What people get it wrong is that they say the church is closed. No, the church is never closed. It is the temple that has been closed. But the church itself is us sitting here. It is in our hearts. So we have to spend more time with the Bible and also pray much, because the Lord is our teacher. And all the time when we read the Bible and we ask for His help, we know that He's always going to be there for us. So we should spend more time with the Bible and pray a lot.
Pray a lot. Pray without season. Okay, sorry.
Okay, as my brother said, the researching and the studying, all is good. But except one thing, we should continue read the Bible. Practice the Bible so that we become spiritually strong. And the fasting and the prayers or reading the Bible, it will help our spirit become strong, so that any evil plan or any plot against our life will be seen, and God with us will cancel it for us. So I hope that what I will say is, I want my teens or watching me, we should all stick to our Bible and learn. That's what.
Okay, I would like to add one thing to it. This is a time to learn new things. We can learn new things online. For example, our mom wasn't around and I have to prepare food. So I went to online and I wanted to prepare Indomie. So I went online, just searched and I got a nice, delicious Indomie. And I prepared it myself. It was so delicious. So maybe next time I'll prepare some for you guys.
Sammy, I would like to try this your special Indomie.
It's very powerful.
I know, right? Marina, would you like to add something?
Okay, as our brother Sammy said, this is the time to learn new things. And I said earlier that we don't know when COVID-19 will end, and we don't know when you go back to school. So you can learn something for yourself. You can learn something like trade, sewing, something like baking, something like graphic designing, and I think it will help you after this COVID and even within this COVID.
Yes. Okay. Good. So, colleagues, what are your final words to teens out there watching you? What would you like to tell everybody watching you, every teen watching you? What would you like to tell them, Sammy?
Okay, education is the key to success. So there is the need for each and every teen at home watching me that we should stick closely to our books so that it will help enlighten our mind. So that when you go to school, what we have been taught or what we are not taught will help to achieve us, so that anything that we do will help God and us. That's what I will say to the teens at home.
Everything we do will help God and us.
Okay, this is also the best time to also set targets and goals, because a man with that target is someone walking to nowhere. There's no place called nowhere, so you just walk, and then the ocean even washes you away. So you have to set your goals now, and also we all have something we want to perform very much in. This is also a good period, a good time for us to do more practice and more exercises on it. That after this pandemic, it's not going to end the world. The world is going to continue, and there's much more after it. So we should look forward to, grow more and perform better after.
Okay, Mawena.
Our brother said there is much more after COVID-19. So this is not the time to sit idle. This is the time to do more things. As he said, set goals for yourself. Get a vision. Will you believe there are things outside that don't have vision as at this time? This is the time you have to sit down and look into yourself and see what can I do better, so that you better yourself, that after this COVID-19 you will you go out there to explore. Yeah.
Go out there to explore.
Okay, to me, I would like to read something. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 and 16. The Bible says that, so then, be careful how you live. Do not be unwise, but wise. Make the best use of your time, because the times are evil. So what I would say is that it's time to make use of the time. That, as the Bible is saying, this is the time for us. We have to there are evil days ahead. We weren't like this, we were babies, but now we've gotten to things. It will get to a time we can't do anything again. Our grandparents out there, they are weak right now. So this is the time. As we say, youth, this is our time. So it's time for us to stand up, and it's time for us to achieve our goals.
Okay, very good. Stella.
As young people, the future is very bright, and this is the best time. Inculcate the habit of making effective use of time, and let us practice, and we will be productive. Thank you.
Thank you. So this brings us to the end of our wonderful discussion. But before I leave, as Stella said, as young people, the future is very bright. When we inculcate the cautious habit of ensuring effective use of time, as future leaders, this is the time to prepare towards our leadership. And don't forget, to achieve all this, you need self-discipline. Brain Tracy once said, the key to personal greatness is self-discipline. And with self-discipline, the average person can go as far and as fast as his talents and intelligence will take him. But without discipline, the person with every blessing of every background, education, and opportunity will rise seldom above mediocrity. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you.
Amen. Oh, youths,
Rise and shine.
youths,
Remember your Creator now.
youths.
Empowered to live for Christ everywhere.
Hey, brother.
Be grounded.
Hey, sister.
Be grounded.
Let's be on our feet and let's give thanks to God wherever we find ourselves. Let's thank God for His word that He has given us this morning. Let's open our mouth. Let's thank God.